What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today, guess what? We have the Nationals for JP's format, which is basically BT12 with all the fun, good stuff. So let's get into it and talk about what topped this weekend. It was a best-of-one format, sadly, so that skews a lot of data. So without further ado, let's get into it, though. So let's see what we got here. First off, we had Black War Greymon. We had War Greymon at 5, 9 for Black War. Hunter's deck at 5, Bloom Hydra Quartz at 3. Wow, it looks like a lot of what we normally see. Beelzemon at 2. Then we have Shoutmon times Crossheart, basically. That's all good and dandy. Then you have War Greymon X. Then you have the Shine Greymon. Then you had, basically, guess what? Black War Greymon OTK, which is basically using promo Black War Greymon, Examon, Venusmon, and then basically this is supposed to be the top end for Blue Flare, which is funny to me, but look at all the Greymon decks in the format. So that's a big thing, but out of that data, that is quite decent for 32 representatives, and I don't think there's going to be more, but there might be more, but yeah, they have a weird way of hosting their versions of getting your invite to Worlds and stuff like that. They only cap it at 32. And that's whatever, though. So let's take a quick gander at what was the first place list. First place was Beelzemon, no other. So let's take a look. This is our number one. Using Pagumon, that is basically trashes a card. This on deletion. You have Impmon, that basically if it's deleted, you trash a card. You have Impmon that is going to basically mill you more if it's trashed. Then you have Impmon that'll let you, if you have 20 cards in trash, be able to instantly warp up into your, Beelzemon, which really is nice to be able to do that. Then you have Impmon X Antibody. We know what it's going to do. It's going to do a lot of good stuff. Then you have Wizardmon X Antibody. Then you have Balmon, both regular Balmons, by the way, did not play Balmon X Antibody, which is really decent to actually see. Then you have Beelzemon from the starter deck. Then you have EX1 Beelzemon. You have one way of basically Bellastar that is going to bring out an Impmon for game, basically your hybrid shenanigans. And then, you also do have, Beelzemon Blast Mode from the starter deck, then Beelzemon X, because that's just so good. And what are you doing? I hate you. Then you have Death Stinger. Then you have the, 7-cost option from the starter deck that basically, if it's milled, it comes in for free. But it's also like a fly bullet. All the good stuff there. And then you have the option that is Beelzemon's ability to destroy something. But that's all in all looking fine and dandy here. I think that's really interesting to see. Then second place was none other than Examon. Examon is really a sidewinder here. I wasn't expecting it. The things about it is this card is really interesting to see. Let's bring that up in Digimon Card Dev. Digimon Card Dev. So let's take a quick look at that card real quick, because it's important to take a look at text like this. So EX, where is it? Here it is. Show me the money. And where is it? It's a yellow card. Here we go. Heaven's Judgment. They are teching. While you control a green Digimon or Tamer, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Activate the effect below. Then for each color among you have in play, activate the effect below. Additional time. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn. And then it is a security effect that gives minus 12,000 DP, which I could see it. I could definitely see where they were going with it. So that's quite spicy, especially since they are a 2-color deck. That means that's guaranteed minus 12 in most instances. So I don't objectify that. The normal shenanigans Examon does, basically, when it's best of one, Examon really shines well, because if you can get Examon set up on the board before your opponent is in a bad spot. And you only have to win one, so throwing memory away sometimes might be beneficial. But that's just me. 3 Hammer Sparks, 1 Kaitis Breath, 1 Samadhi Sante, is really interesting to see. But the rest of the deck is kind of just stock list. You know, they're all going to be the same. And then, yes, the Dracmon actually got a promo. So it's pretty cool to see that he went like, we're going to max rarity just one card of each one. So that's kind of cute to see. I like that kind of thing. That's a really unique way of doing it. Then our third place was none other than Black War Greymon OTK, basically. The promo Black War Grey. So if you don't know what this deck does, basically what you're going to do is build up a massive stack. And then this Greymon will keep swinging at your opponent because every time you Digiburst 2, he restands. This is the promo one. A little bit out of date, but it can definitely do some crazy shenanigans, especially if you keep... If you Digiburst right, you can keep like a security +1 attack going and having a strong DP boost in the line that'll just constantly just keep you going. And it uses Gravity Crush to extend plays, which really is a very smart move in a lot of ways. And it's just a smart way of also even just clearing out board, especially if you get this Metal Greymon underneath. Boom, you can just go 1, 2, get off Digimon until you get rid of this. That's not a bad trade-off, to be honest with you. So, and then they do play the Guilemon, so that if they, after they did their last one, they can Digivolve into this and swing him one last time. I mean, they'll have to be standed because he doesn't unsuspend himself, but that is a blitz with a couple extra security checks. Then Hunters taking the final slots. So Hunters is really interesting to me. Hunters, as we know it, is basically plain and simple here. You got, you know, all the Hunter-related cards. They're all going to do something with save and just be viable that way. And I love the Quartzmon text that is really going to help the deck out because you can, because all these guys have save, you can warp into their next evolute into this for a hefty cost, but that hefty cost gets mitigated because of the Tamer board you're creating, and Quartzmon can lock down any chance of them restanding anything. And that is big, smart plays in a lot of circumstances. You can just prevent your opponent from doing things. And that is very much what you want to do here is basically, they promote their Digimon, arrest a Dramon, I'll sneak this underneath. I get to swing twice with this Digimon a turn, because as long as I have the 4 requirement sources, which is very easily achievable in this deck, because I mean, they just spit out tame Digimon. They grab Digimon from your hand. They all are like Taiki, Kiriha, and Nene. Basically across the board. They all do a little bit of something similar to that. And I like that. That's kind of just a really roundabout way. I love that they're really heavily emphasizing an old Clockman, especially if you get a multiple of him out. As long as you have all the colors, boom, instantly you're just dealing a lot of damage to your opponent. And it's very interesting to see that way. And I love that it's 4th place. It's not bad trade-off there. So we get to see a very awesome turnaround, but it is best of 1. It just comes with that territory. I have no objections here. What do you guys think about this? I mean, is it a lot of information? We can take a look from... It is 32 players, but this is Japan. So, I mean, hey, it's a good turnaround. BT12 looks promising. I mean, even going into basically, there's just so many Greymon decks that, yes, it's fine to an extent, but I think people are wanting some change-ups. They don't want to see just constant Greymon decks. I think people want a little more reprieve, but that's just a lot of different people's thoughts and opinions. I think that's just how that's going to go. And, I mean, hey, 32 players... We'll have to see if they have another event, but I like to see these results further on. But yeah, Beelzemon taking that win is super clutch in my opinion, and maybe we'll see more Beelzemon doing well when it comes over stateside. We get the starter deck soon, and that's really going to change up things because Japan also didn't have it for a full format, and that kind of locked out of really a lot of the results going forwards for that deck. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And, I mean, hey, that's just how that's going to play out, right? But we get full access to it, and we'll see a full results of it by, April. So, maybe we'll see something good come from this, in my opinion. And I'm excited to see what their end result is going to be and what it's going to look like, because anything can change with the drop of the hat. I mean, Examon coming out of nowhere was fun to see. Like, taking a look into OTK, Greymons, that's just what we're expecting. But it's very interesting. You would have expected just seeing Black War Greymon, you know, X the whole build there, but it went with the OTK route, and it worked. Then you just have, like, Hunters. But that's all we're going to talk about, boys and girls, today. So, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know the drill here. And, guys, Nationals around the corner. Are you guys ready? Excited? Hopefully you are. I am. So, without further ado, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!